Time to bring the minions in.
For Despicable Me 4. Yeah, this was a while. But again, because of my insane logic, sure. And I know a lot of people said it because, again, I've sometimes, like, a lot of my people who I watch on TikTok do talk about movies. Some as what they actually are, like Straw Hat Goofy, and some because, like me, they like talking about movies. I don't know. I'm weird. Besides the point, I know a lot of people didn't like it. And do you know what? Neither do I. I'm not saying it was bad. It's not bad. It's just... It's like if I try to juggle each one of these individual cards. Well, I don't think that's gonna work. That's, I think, is the problem, is that it took too many ideas like spy, karate thing, bad at hairdressing, being the new guy, a teenager, father, daddy, your ex, your old-fashioned person that you bullied, hiding from that person. They took all of those concepts and chucked them into the air. Let me try that again because that was not dramatic enough and I needed a bit more dramatic. And I'll pick that up later, I don't mind. Wasn't on camera, but the sound sounded good. Besides the point. The one thing I'm going to say, and yes, I have just picked up those cards. There's the 8 again. Anyway, the one thing that I will admit, and I fully do agree on, that I love, because there's some stuff I'm like, I find okay, I'm not. Some stuff like the haircut, where it's like, oh, awkwardness, oh, running away. It's awkward, it's fine. Then you have the karate and going to school for the first time that they bring up, and then immediately drop. Don't know what that was going to go. They mentioned like being a teenager is so tough, and they never bring it up again. Don't know if this is foreshadowing for Despicable Me 5. Really don't. It seems like this might be like a wrapping up, either intentionally or unintentionally, because apparently this didn't do as well, supposedly, or not. I don't know. And then you have the baby scene, which does come back later, but I do love them like when you have, and yes, I forgot the villain is I think been like 2 weeks. But you had the villain and him basically doing the motions together, and you have two people mimic each other, which I just love. It's the same reason why, like, if there's like two people who are like similar look, who are like working together, and they just bounce lines off each other, not like the way that's like they talk and then they like do that, but when we go, and I would, and they bounce that sort of way. Not literally one word at a time, but it's like, we were expecting you here, weren't we? Yes, we were. And now you will die of a painful death, of a painful agony death. And they have that situation. But I love the way that they just reflected each other. But again, that's just more, that looks cool with like two people reflecting each other. It's so amazing. Also, the one thing that I absolutely love, because for most of this, I was either really feeling awkward with some of the cringe jokes, but for one of them, I like the idea of the heist. That was so good. And again, the one last, this is long because there's a lot of stuff that I like to talk about. The one thing that I like, not that I like, but the one thing that I found interesting is there's a moment where it's like, oh, I can't say my name because I would be lying. And then they take that nowhere. Which I don't know if it's a good or a bad message. Because on one hand, be honest. That's a good sign. But on the other hand, you are being tracked down and going to be kidnapped and put in jail. Maybe not saying the truth is important, so yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. So yeah, this film is a film that exists. I would not recommend to watch it. So I hope you enjoyed, and good night.